Hello, everybody. So, welcome back to the Queen's Panel. Joining today, myself, reviews and recaps, Mokamima. The others
Hi.
could not make it for other various reasons.
Hi everyone. Thank you
Hello,
for
everybody.
tonight.
So, let's just get into the whole thing because, to be honest, like the season is dragging. I'm mentally fatigued. I'm just like holding on to God. Look, as I said, the only reason why I'm still reviewing this show or even watching it is because of this panel. God knows, God knows.
Yeah.
I no longer watch it live. I no
Yeah.
longer watch it live. It's just draining. So let's go into the episode. No, but before we go into the episode, please, we need to talk about this because Jesus Christ.
Like she needs to stop doing whatever it is that she's doing to her face, like with immediate effect. It does not look cute. I don't know why her cheeks look like that. I don't know why her skin looks off. It's like when you start to mess with your face, it just never ends well, in my opinion. Like, because that doesn't look good. And also, I'm going to come for her today about that booty because I know she says squats, not shots, but now I don't believe that. Because if you're messing with your face, what's to say you didn't mess with your booty to begin
Right.
with? I'm just saying.
You're right.
She has She has definitely done procedures because her body does not look like, yes, it looks like it was worked in on the gym, like the gym did some things, but it almost seemed to me like she got it from the surgeon, but she maintained it using the gym.
Yep.
That is how it came across. But kudos to her, wherever at her age, she's still looking good. So
But her
I
face
can't
was fine.
hate.
Her face was fine, though.
I'm telling
Yes.
you, she was a pretty lady, so I do not know. I'm even trying to look at what procedure she must have done because I just don't get it. What did she do? I can't
Mm.
read what procedure she did because why is she so swollen? Yeah, the thing does look unhealed. Like, what exactly did she do to herself? I just cannot read it.
Yeah.
If maybe
Because
she
her chin looks different, her cheeks
Mhm.
look different,
look
her
under her
nose looks
eyes.
different.
Mm-hmm.
Even her eyes look different. That's
Mm-hmm.
insane. Her
Her
eyebrows look
eyes look puffy.
different. Yeah. It's like, did something happen, sis? What's going on? She definitely looks like a different person this season, I'll be honest. I kept looking at her, I'm like, things are off. Like you're almost looking like an older, busted version of Drew. And I'm not
Mm.
like it. Mm-mm. Like you
I'm
should have
not.
just
She has totally lost her identity.
yeah. Oh yeah, Leandro
But
might be right.
Mm-hmm.
but
It was
let's get
probably
into the episode.
a day after the session.
But no, I don't think that. Remember that interview she did? You know, it was an interview that she did that people noticed that she had the procedure done.
Yeah.
Yes.
She interviewed with Angela Yee, and that's when we first found.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like this is how her face is now. I don't know if she has gotten probably reconstruction or what of whatever she did, but for a while her face was actually looking like this.
Wow. That is
Yeah.
painful.
But now let's get into the episode. Honestly, for like 30 minutes or so, it was an entire waste. So they
Mm-hmm.
started off the episode with this luncheon where the guys, the husbands, the men came to cook for the women. I thought it was nice, but
Mm-hmm.
if there was something like an unseen bit, probably they should have added this particular scene there, not in the show because it was giving boring.
Hmm.
And what I found funny was that everybody was bringing their partners, but three women actually struck me very, very like suspicious. First, we're going to talk about Courtney. Why are you bringing your ex?
Oh.
Yep, she's still with that man. She just needs to stop playing with all of us by calling that man her ex. She knows that man is her boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Now the second time she's brought him around to say it's your man and be done with it.
Yep.
And he really has fallen off. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, that's what everyone is saying. I didn't know him from previously, so
I remember him from back in the day. He was gorgeous.
mm,
Jeez.
what could have
I,
happened?
Courtney.
Some people,
Oh,
some
not
people, the
Courtney.
genetics, the
That
genetics
voice drove his
aren't good.
face to look like that. Oh no. Oh.
Genetics aren't good. You just don't live that life, running the streets or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
him dealing with her for all
Mm,
those years because they got a 20-something-year-old, a 30-something-year-old. All that could have just mm, living a hard life will do that to you.
mm, mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
Because
you're
I
right.
heard he's
being
no
a
longer
man.
as popular as he was.
Mm, mm, mm.
Yeah. But now, why are the ladies shading each other for their men? They are all in the same situation. I was just like, it's like pot calling kettle black.
Yep. And that's why I liked when Drew was like, "Where is Mattel?"
Yeah,
I'm just like, "Yep." Someone needs to ask her because she is. I'm like, you can't have a man like Mattel and think you can check anybody.
Martell
Mm-mm.
is no longer with her. The storyline is, I just do not understand why they cannot describe what kind of relationship they have. If two of us are pretending to be together for whatever reason, we should have a storyline set every single day. If
Mm-hmm.
someone asks us something, we have what to say. So it's giving very bad. It's like they just did not plan the whole thing well, and that's why it's coming off really like they are all looking very pathetic. Because how would you have a man and all of a sudden you do not know where he is, you do not know what he's doing, and you're saying, "Oh, what's up? What?" How did she even describe their relationship? Um, she said, "Oh, we're not good, we're not good," and then we're seeing them together in the second part of the season. I'm like, I don't understand.
And make up your mind. Make up your mind. She honestly, she is exhausting. She needs to like. It's only a fool that will team up with someone like Mattel to begin with. Like, so I have no sympathy for her
mm-mm.
about that, to be honest. Like, of all, even if you wanted to do a fake relationship, you find someone who you know has enough to lose by having this fake relationship, so they would never out you and they would be invested in pretending properly. Not someone who can't even act right, who can't even call you their girlfriend, talking friend girl, whatever he calls her. Just, what the hell? Like, that's who you picked. A man that can't even claim you. Even that's it.
It's ridiculous.
Like for real. But even like, am I the only one that realized that Kenya was a little bit unnecessarily mean this episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why she has to be. The thing is, can you keep the meanness on Marlo? Don't even. It's not even worth it taking it to the guy at all.
Mm.
So what? He had that on. I don't know. She just.
I just don't understand. Like, girl, the man that you're pretending to date was not even there. The whole like phone call thing. Like, how would someone call right on time? We're not stupid. You probably sent him a text that, "Oh, I've gotten to the venue. You can call me now."
Mm. Yes, because it seemed very convenient that he just called right when they were there. But then again, they filmed for hours as well. So I'm just like, it could have just been a genuine thing that happened. But yeah, no, I hear your point. It seemed very convenient. I was just like, oh, now I'm seated. Yeah, call me right in the middle of, Milo talking about going on a date with him. And that's like, that is
Yeah,
so convenient.
it was actually too convenient, and she was being all pissy about the Marlo talking about going on a date with the. I feel like for the first time, I can't believe that I'm actually supporting him in something, because
Mm,
Marlo was not wrong. Marlo was not malicious talking about, "Oh, I've gone on a date with this guy." it was Sanya that she should have directed the energy to, because Sanya was being very malicious. She just
Yep.
said, "Oh, I know Roy. I've been on a date with him." She just did not listen to what she wanted. She just wanted to have an issue with Malu. Sanya repeated this same comment. Like, let me I had a Sarah repeated the same thing like 2, 3 times. Like she wanted people to hear it that Marlo had dated this guy. At some point, I'm like, girl, like have some self-control. You're actually looking quite like stupid. She said it the first time, nobody reacted. Then she said again, what? What are the chances that I'm like, girl.
Yeah, nah, you're doing too much. I just feel like Sanya is working overtime for Malu, and I don't understand
She
why.
is.
Like, girl, focus on you having a storyline instead of helping this girl secure her peach. Secure your own peach.
Yep.
Like,
Hold on,
why
Joe.
do you keep
You're right.
repeating it? We heard it the first time. The second, like, why do you have to keep repeating it? I personally think that because Sanya is Marlo's lapdog, she feels like, oh, Kenya and Marlo are not really on good terms, so she has to stir the pot. I think that's exactly what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because why would you need to repeat it? And she didn't say she's dating him. She freaking said she saw him, she met him once. But the way she kept making it seem was like she dated him, as in like a proper date. Not like a one-off, oh, let's just meet up and see if this is it. You know? But yeah. She's doing too much this season. I can't stand her ass.
Me either.
Yeah, no.
Sonya is. She's doing. She's like a teenager wanting to fit in, and she needs to stop.
Yeah, she really is. She is doing too much. Too much.
Yes, Sarah says she's working overtime to be messy because she knows that she'll get the boot. To be honest, I think she's
Mhm.
just trying to fit in so that she will be useful for the next season. I don't know if next season is going to happen, but
Mm.
everybody just watching over their backs. But it's not landing well. It's coming off desperate to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It definitely is. And it definitely seems like this actual season there are alliances, like very, very clear alliances. There
Mm-hmm.
is Malo, Sanya, and what's the other one? Sheree, yes. At
Right.
least
Yes.
Sheree really isn't that important. I couldn't even remember her. And then on the other side, there's True Kenya and Candy. And so it's very clear that it's like the group is separated in two, right? And it's like it's it's the other team versus the other team. And the problem with that is like it takes away from the group, everyone trying to get along. It takes away from the whole purpose of like Real Housewives of Atlanta as we know it to begin with. If it just seems like, oh, it's just one team versus the other team. So yeah.
But Kenya was just like, oof, Kenya was too much. Mokadia, you were saying something.
I was going to say, and then for Sheree to bring that up with Drew right there at the table about paying the chef.
Mm.
Sheree, you really gonna go there like that?
I'm like, it is well known you don't pay your bills, Sheree.
Yes.
Like it is well known, like it's very well documented. Even you said things like on the reunion. I don't know if you guys remember the reunion where oh there's some background noise.
Yeah.
Um it sounds like I can hear us playing.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So yeah, so I don't know if you guys remember there was a reunion where Andy asked about Sheree and paying people. And Sheree was basically insinuating like she can choose not to pay someone if she doesn't like their service. I'm like, girl, if you had a contract to provide something and the person provided that, just because you didn't like it or you changed your mind does not mean you don't have to pay if it's
Right.
something that you're contracted to pay for.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, unless there was a breach in a contract, but it just seems like she just decides who and when to pay people. And it's just like the audacity for you to then try to make it seem like Drew is is someone that is well known for not paying people. And I've noticed she's trying to pull that like push that narrative, because I don't know if you watch one of the Bravo after shows, when she was talking about I think Drew not sending the check for Sanya's charity event ASAP. And I'm just like, I feel like the reason you are saying that is just to try and perpetuate that she doesn't like to pay her bills.
Right.
So that instead of everyone looking at you as the one that doesn't pay your bills, you want to pass over that mantle to Drew, so that we can all look at Drew and forget about you. That's what I think she's doing.
Oh yeah, that's right. We weren't here last week for that. Oh, for that mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, Sheree is always trying. She's loves to do that whataboutism stuff. That's definitely her. You say something about her, she's always going to have something about you. It's always just like in the after show when they were talking about. It's not to move. I don't know, Dr. Uch. I hope you mind. I'm moving on to when she was talking about in the after show about. Was it Roy and comparison as to Martell and the whole texting thing?
I don't mind. Is it my mic that is causing the?
Yeah. Do you have YouTube?
Let me see.
I think you have YouTube on.
Yeah.
But remember how that Dr. Ucha had the slide up before. He sent her. Roy sent Marlo that message in 2018. That was 2018. Yeah. You go back. Yeah, that's 2018. That was almost 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You say that you had to go way back in the archive to pull that up. Try to make it into something like it was different than from Martell. We know why Martell was trying to send Kenya a message. Like it was totally different because Martell was trying to do anything he could to get with someone in Atlanta.
Yep.
Like, come on now. And Marlo in the after show. Oh, they just skipped over that. Girl, shut up. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Between that and I'm trying to, there was something else there with Kenya. I can't remember. Oh, Kenya and Courtney.
Oh.
Wasn't it at the table where Courtney was that when Courtney kept touching her?
Yes. And I'm like, stop touching people. Oh. Oh my goodness.
No, I didn't touch you. Kenya said, yes, you did.
Yeah. And she kept saying, like, so why are you getting mean or why are you getting aggressive? I'm like, sis, all she said was, please don't touch me. Keep touching me. Yeah, simple.
And she was nice about it. She was nice.
Yeah, because the thing is, sometimes people don't like to be touched like just casually, just randomly touching people. That's not right. And I understand that some people touch naturally when they're speaking, and I think she's probably one of those. Like, I don't think it's necessarily intentional, but it's the way she got defensive after basically Kenya was like, nah, like, stop touching me like that. Like, stop touching me. And she's like, oh, why are you getting aggressive? I like how Drew shot it down, though. Because Drew was like, nah, what we're not going to do is, like, stop people from having their boundaries regarding their personal space. Let's not do that.
Yeah, Drew stepped it up in this episode. She really did.
Yeah, I'm actually really liking her this season.
Yep, she really stepped it up.
She's definitely working hard for that peach.
Yeah. I think what else happened after that? And there, the men outside talking. So that was I like when the men get together in this series. This one I like when the men get together because they seem to like each other. Now Ralph is on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
He won't be able to hang out with them anymore.
To be
I
honest, I
think
get the impression they'll still
we'll
hang
still
out.
find a way to bring him back into the show.
Yeah, they will.
I don't
They will.
think so. I think he will. I think they will let him be gone because Drew will probably meet somebody else. She's young. She'll meet someone else.
But the thing is, then what exactly will be her storyline in the next season? Because she might as well not come next season. I'm sorry.
Her storyline will probably be Drew getting over being divorced,
Hmm.
maybe taking therapy, and then dating on the side,
Yeah.
Well,
hanging
that's
out.
boring.
Well, it depends on who she dates.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be boring because Drew will she'll bring it with that whole thing. That's gonna be something else with her.
To be honest, the way Drew is now starting to speak up for herself, I actually want her on the show next season. Like, even if, she doesn't have much of a storyline, but if she's just there to, like, sprinkle a little razzle dazzle in the group, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, because think about it, they're gonna with her getting divorced, Sheree and Marlo are gonna try to now come at her.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna now try to come at her. That's gonna make her relationship with Courtney is gonna be strained because Courtney is Ralph's cousin. So that's gonna throw a whole new dynamic into the whole game.
Yeah.
So hopefully she continues to stand up for herself and put them in their place. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Cassandra will be saying little slick stuff out of her mouth too.
Oh, Saya just, gosh. Saya would have been the perfect villain if she just stopped saying I'm neutral.
Yeah. Like, stop acting like, oh my God, I can't believe I said, oh no, that's not intentional. Like, girl, you did what you did, and that's okay. Stand in that truth. You
I'm
said what you
telling
said.
you.
Like, it's the same way. Remember, I don't know if we've gotten to that point yet, but in the confessionals, she was talking about Sheree, and how she didn't get any items for Sheba is Sheree. But then
Hmm.
when she was at the Bravo after show or something, she was literally acting like, well, I didn't get it because I went to the toilet. Well, you should have said that before instead of
Right.
insinuating that the thing was confiscated.
Yeah.
So it's just like she can't stand in her truth. It depends on who she's around on that day. And it's like you're flowing with the wind. Like, one minute you're like, oh, I feel this way. The next minute when you're around someone else, your feelings have completely changed.
Honestly, like, but seriously, I don't know if it's me, but this whole thing with Sheree and Drew talking about the whole lawsuit and chef. Yes, Sheree was being very shady. Nobody can lie that Sheree was not being shady there.
Hmm.
But like, why did it blow up and become something so big?
Do you know what I personally think the reason it did was because Sheree deflects. If
Hmm.
someone is, we've already had the conversation, we've squashed it, I've apologized for my bit, and then I'm talking to you about something else that you've done to me, and now you're bringing up something I've done to you. Like, that's like a deflection. We're not addressing this issue. It's the same way when I think she was having that sit down with Candy. It just seems like it was just literally, oh, you've done this, you did this, and so I'm just like, make up your mind and stand. Let's have the conversation that we're having right now instead of deflecting and then bringing it back to something I've done that we squashed in the past. It doesn't make any sense. I think that's why it escalated. And also, I think the additional people in there, I feel like when there are other people in a group, there's a chance for things to escalate because most people feel like, oh, I can't get punked in the middle in front of everyone else.
Hmm.
And I think that's what that is as well. Because I'm sure if it was privately, it wouldn't have gotten to that extent. But because it's in front of the girls, it's like, no, everyone has to know they can't mess with me, basically.
I agree.
Yeah. I can't lie, though. I love the way Drew addressed her.
Hmm.
Ooh,
When,
she
when
gagged her for
she
real.
gathered her all the way together, and it was like,
But
yep.
then, why did she then go outside crying? I'm like, Why?
What? She went outside
If I
crying.
gathered
She saw
somebody
her
like
friend.
that, I would never go out crying. She just seemed weak at that point.
Girl, she needs to stop doing that. She needs to tap into those acting genes, honey. And no, with all that cry until you get home, even if you feel that way, sis. Like you just gathered, you ate, and then you had the audacity to go and cry like a little baby in the corner. Seriously. After you just gathered this grown ass woman. But she's coming into her own though.
Mm-hmm.
Probably has a few more cries left, and she'll be almost like a Kenya in no time.
Nah, she should not be a Kenya, please. Kenya does not, especially this episode, she does not know when to stop.
Mm,
She just keeps going and it gets irritating at some point. And that's why sometimes it's just like really, really hard for me to defend Kenya because I'm like, ooh, she's doing too much. It's entertaining, but at some point it gets like bothersome. But yeah, she needed to call Sheree out because she cannot tell me that, oh, we're all going to Portugal. Everybody's like really hyped about going to Portugal. Then you're like, oh, I'm going there for healing.
mm.
Everybody were going to come together, squash our beefs. Have you noticed that she has been squashing beef since the beginning of this show,
Yep. She
this
chose
season?
Peacemaker.
So she has held so many peace parties, about two or so now. And you had a problem with Drew that you guys squashed outside even the party. And then you are inviting her to a party that, oh, you guys, not even a party, a gathering, that you guys are going for a healing, blah blah blah. You sold everybody lies because everybody gets there, and what do? Not 1 ounce of healing. You are
Mm.
mad, you are angry, but you want everybody to heal. What exactly are we healing from?
Girl, you need healing. Like, and that's why I love when she said, you know, you clearly can't heal. Like, I don't know why we're here. Like, what the hell? It's like you can't host a healing trip. That's hypocritical. You can't host a healing trip talking about women, let's all come together. But then you're the queen of not coming together, not accepting apology, tit for tat.
Yeah, the way they get together, and she's talking about like come when they're going to Portugal and Candy was sick, talking about her app like really like
Yeah.
stupid stuff, just stupid. It makes no sense. Like Sheree, you're older than all of them. You're too old for that mess. That's what gets me with her. And I know drama is part of the show, but sometimes the pettiness it just gets to be too much.
Yeah. I'm with you on that, to be honest.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Was the fact that she was still not repentant. But she was calling everybody these children, these women, this, and that's one thing that actually pisses me off with Sheree. She's just too two-faced. You cannot say everybody needs to do this while you are not even following it. The way she always tries to throw jabs or tries to eat in the confessionals, saying, "Oh, this women, this one is childish, this one is doing this," but you are in a peace lunch dinner. I don't even know what day they were in or what time of the day. But you guys were eating, saying you are going to squash everything. I just no, that scene actually annoyed me. And I think what even vexed me the most was when Drew started crying. I was pissed. I was like,
Like, girl, why are you crying?
Right.
Like, you just ate. Like, everyone at the table was like, ooh. Like, that was a drop
everybody
mic
was
moment.
gagged.
Everyone was like, whoa, Drew got it in her? But then you went to cry? Like, no, sis, no. Mm-mm. I hope she gave herself, she has a good excuse for crying, i.e., like, that does not involve Sheree. But, like, yeah, it doesn't look good. It does not look good. Mm-mm.
Honestly.
Well, to be honest,
It,
not much happened with this episode. Like, it was just nothing much happened. I think the highlight of it was just that encounter with Drew and Sheree at the end.
yeah. Oh, did you guys see the drama happening between Kenya and Sonia? Oh yeah.
You
Let
know,
me
I just saw that on Instagram. They unfollowed each other and they were saying stuff back and forth.
Oh,
yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
after this whole conversation because I'm like, girl, why are you dragging this Kenya situation? Yes, Kenya was hypocritical talking about the whole Martell stuff. Oh, let me go back. But why are you gossiping? How can you be neutral, but your neutrality is only skewed towards this girl, Malu? I understand Malu discussing this because obviously she's involved in the drama. But why are you calling out her hypocrisy? Why didn't you call it out in her face? There's the problem with Saya. Yes, Kenya sounded like a hypocrite, let's be honest.
yep.
Because the same thing Malo did that she did concerning Martell. But you guys could have called her out in public rather than going in private. And what kills me is that don't they remember that this will actually air?
Mm-hmm. 100%. 100%.
But I guess when you've become comfortable with cameras around you, you don't even like mind. You just keep saying what's on your mind, and probably that was what happened. Because I'm like, why are you talking about this? I understand Marlo talking about it, but why are you even the one bringing up the whole thing?
Mm.
And I can bet at the reunion she's going to be acting like, oh, I'm not sure how we got here. Like, shut up, B.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah.
It was
I
absolutely.
But
just
you know
went
this.
online. I saw the messages now.
Yeah.
Now I can see it. The tweet on the
It even
thing.
seems like Kenya and Drew will start fighting too because Kenya was actually coming for Drew too on Twitter concerning the whole comment about the whole acting thing.
I knew she was
When
gonna be pissed about that.
Yeah.
As soon as Drew said it, I'm like, girl, big mistake. Boo.
like both of you are Z-list actresses, it should
Oh,
both of you
not
should not even be
Z-list.
speaking.
Not
Not
the
Z-list.
net.
Well, no, I have to say, Drew. I'll give Drew a couple steps up from Z-list. Kenya
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, Kenya is a celebrity, but Kenya is no actress.
Yep.
Even though she was on Netflix, the show was it Family Reunion? That Family Reunion show. She was in that for a few episodes as
Mm-hmm.
a cousin or something, but it was no act. I mean, I could have done that, which they had to do, but that I was like, oh my god! And then they talked about that movie. I can't believe it's been that long since I've seen that movie. That she was,
Yeah.
and she wasn't
I've never even seen it, so
I've
even.
never like the movie is quite so old. And when she called the age, I'm like, God, that was just
Mhm.
being shady. For someone who doesn't even know that South Africa is in Africa.
Like, girl, stop it. Yeah,
I don't know
but
if
you
you
know,
keep like that thing keeps annoying me. Like people who keep talking as if Africa is a country. I just get so
Um,
pissed.
same here, same here. Oh, I'm
I
going to Africa. I'm like, where in Africa? You didn't buy a
I
flight
know.
to get to Africa, honey.
You
You
know, I
bought
have
your
a
ticket
cousin.
to a
I have a
specific place.
cousin that gets on me about that because when I say Africa, she said, "You say the country.
Yep.
When you're going to a state, you say whatever state you're going to.
Mm,
Say the country."
yeah.
So I have to remember that when I talk about Africa to say the specific place that I'm talking about.
Yeah, because it's one of those things where it's like, I'm like, when you're buying your flight ticket, you know exactly where you're going. So just say
Yeah.
where that place is, you know.
Mhm.
But yeah. Not her not knowing South Africa is in Africa. That was
No,
funny. I was just
I've
like, it
never
reminded me
been
of the
to
Portia
Africa.
moment with
How'd you
the
say? I never been to Africa. I I went to South Africa. Like,
I'm
Drew,
like,
are you?
Africa.
Drew, you sounding like Portia now.
I'm
Sound
And
like
it's the
like,
fact that
Africa.
Monietta did not even correct her. She was just there staring. And I'm like,
But you know, sometimes in real time, when someone says something, it doesn't click until afterwards.
mm-hmm.
So I wonder if that's she went home in the shower and thought, wait, what did that girl say earlier today? Like, what the heck?
Yeah, because I was like,
Yeah,
"Ooh."
that was so odd. Just like, nah, sis, no. Mm-mm. But yeah, that was funny. But Drew is so pretty without makeup too. She's
Yeah,
gorgeous. I
I
was
think
like,
she's
she
one of
looks
the
good.
most pretty girls this in the show currently.
100%.
To me, she just needs a new stylist.
Yep, that's all she needs.
Needs a new
She doesn't know
stylist.
how to wear, like her outfits make her look shapeless. She just
Yeah,
like
it makes her look old. Like I don't like that green dress she's wearing in the after show.
Mm,
Green dress, and I don't like that hair when she has her hair combed back. That I don't like. And in her confessional, she has on the leopard print outfit, and her hair looks like it's kind of in a mullet. I don't like that. I don't like that
yeah.
look on her. I
I,
could the dress I could deal with, but the hair needs to be different.
no,
yeah,
but I liked the hair.
I don't like that hair.
It
No.
made her look younger.
I can't even remember the hair, guys. Like, I'm just like,
The hair to me looks like a mullet.
I can't even remember the hair.
Yeah,
But I
The
do remember
one
that.
I really hate was the red orangey hair. God, she looked terrible on that one.
Yeah, I don't think that color
no,
suited.
I don't
Yeah.
need. I like her better, definitely in dark hair.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it just complements her skin tone very well. And to be fair, that green dress, I think I liked the color on her skin. I just felt like they should have at least given her like that double-sided tape just to give the boobs a little lift.
Hmm.
I feel
It
like
could
that
even
part.
be that mesh too. I don't like that the mesh color. I don't
Right,
like that
right.
mesh color. That may be it too. But I'm like,
Mm,
Drew, you need some help.
yeah, she needs a proper stylist.
Hmm.
Whoever she has right now, she needs to fire them. Like, although whoever she has now is better than last season, I will tell you that.
Hmm.
But she needs a better stylist still. It's just because whoever is styling her is not styling her for her body type. And did you realize, or did you pick up when she said she was asking her sister and Ralph if she looked like a busted can of biscuits? That made me sad.
Yes, I know.
That made me
But
sad.
what you call it? Because Sheree calls her that.
Yeah.
Sheree is nasty. And that whole thing too, with Ralph going to try out for the chocolate, whatever it's, I forget what it's called.
Chocolate City.
Yeah, like what? I was like, what is the heck?
To
Yeah.
is it for the Magic Mike thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, come on now.
Yeah. It wasn't. Mm-mm. Yeah.
Then I was wondering that woman who was rubbing the oil all over him. I'm like, did Ralph get with her? I was wondering, did Ralph get with
Ooh.
her? What went on with that?
Mm,
The way she
I
said she
think.
was rubbing the oil on him, and then wanted him to try out for that. Did he, what was up with that?
And knowing what we've seen about Ralph was probably enjoying every moment
Hmm.
because he sure looked like he was enjoying being the leading man in the video.
I don't know how she would think he would go and try out for that for those dancers because he don't have it like that at all. So that's why that might have been a little thing, you know,
Mm,
her throwing her casting her line out there to see if he would bite.
yeah.
Yeah. But I think we've covered everything in the episode, right? The
Yeah.
episode was quite a waste. But
Yeah.
we have 5 more episodes to go, right?
Oh, it's only five. Thank
Uh,
God.
I think so. Like the last time I checked, it's ending at episode 18. Oh, that's 7 more episodes. Jesus Christ.
mm,
7 more to go. I'm already exhausted. This season is not giving. They need to like shelf and plan like
they
Oh,
need to go on a
episodes
break.
together.
oh, the reunion is going to be coming up because I saw on Twitter that Andy put out to see if anyone had questions. Saw
Mm.
that this morning. So
What are you going to talk about in the reunion? I'm already bored.
I don't know who would be sitting next to Handy.
Probably
Uh,
Drew.
yeah, especially with the divorce. Yes.
Drew, Marlo. I think they're the ones that actually deserve to sit close to Andy because they've carried.
Yeah, but I feel like Andy doesn't really like Drew, to be honest.
yeah,
If
So
you don't give Drew, she might as well just leave the show because that's
yeah.
done.
But to be fair, I feel like she knows that Real Housewives will probably like put her back on people's radars.
he might have Kenya next to him. He might have
Oh,
Sheree and
what?
Kenya.
I'm
For
just like
what?
Kenya. What exactly? What's Kenya done?
Well, he might have Sheree and Kenya.
Kenya should be fired.
Kenya. I think he's gonna have Sheree. He's gonna have Sheree and her crew on one side, and Kenya and her crew on one side. It will be Kenya with Kenya, Candy, and Drew, and then on the other side will be Sheree, Marlo, and Sonia. That's how they're gonna have it.
Mm,
Is
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Is it Saya in the Sheree's group?
Huh? Yep.
because
Yep. So it's gonna be.
who is she deceiving? Probably herself.
That's how it's
Talk
gonna
about
be. It's
neutral.
gonna be Sonia, and then that way the two friends, Monietta will come in and be on the side with Candy, and then when Courtney comes in, she'll be on that side with Sheree.
Yeah,
Mm.
that makes sense.
I
Yep.
hope Courtney can come to the reunion because I don't really
Yeah,
see what benefit
we're
it brings to the show.
gonna have Courtney come to the she'll be there. Now, whether or not they'll probably have her edited in the footage because sometimes they edit the friends out. You know, they'll cut their segment down when they're there, but they'll keep her in, and they'll
Yeah.
It's
have.
just like the whole thing is just so I'm tired. It feels
Yeah.
like a chore.
Honestly, even right now, it feels like a chore talking about it. Like, just like, I was like, well, we have to talk about it. We
Yeah.
do. But yeah.
So, does
Mm-mm.
anybody have any last words before we close the panel?
No.
My last words is like, please, can it pick up? Like, can you guys do
Hmm,
something? Like, like,
this is
do
episode
something.
11.
Do something. This is, yeah, yeah. Episode 11, and still nothing has happened. Mm-mm.
So, anyways, thank you guys for coming on.
You're welcome.
Thank you
Thank
for having
you.
us.
Thank you to the viewers and listeners for
Oh,
being here.
Yeah. Don't
yeah.
forget to subscribe to Mocha Mima's channel. She gives like very interesting takes on topics.
Yep.
And I'm in the comments. So, ah, God, next week also looks like it's going to be a boring episode, but by Christ, we will survive.
Amen
Because at
to
this
that
point, we need to call on God.
at this point.
Yep.
So, thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to Reviews and Recaps to Mokamima's channel. And don't forget to like this video and drop your comments. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Well, have a good evening. Bye.